T equals T minus 82. As the bright brightness fades away, my consciousness is cast into the darkness. When I open my eyes again, I'm greeted by the ceiling of the break room, instilling in me an awareness of the flow of time. The indicator by my bedside is blinking. I press the on button and hear a voice message from Duisburg. Maybe discoveries I thought you should know about. Our engineers found some rather valuable components among the things we salvaged yesterday. These let us finally accomplish our goal of fixing our radiation purgers. They also told me about the fruits of their salvage operation. It was all the same as before day 3. 6 a.m. I'm back, just like Madam M said I'd be. I've got to be kids to the second chance. 6 hours to go until Rumi's address. Nothing will change between since her operation and assigns missions just like before. That means 6 hours is all I have to alter Rumi's plans. A lot of things to do, with a tight deadline to boot. First things first, coming up with a new strategy. Since I already had many ideas, and it's finished the battle plan in roughly 3 hours. Next thing I did was call Duisburg and ask her to schedule my meeting with Rumi earlier. While she was actually stunned by my son's suggestion, she nevertheless passed my word on to Rumi out of curiosity. Approximately 30 minutes later, I changed to my operation plan, as I already knew how she thinks. I rushed through the instructions before immediately presenting my revised plan. This is an interesting direction. The visions focus on 3 things: the concentration of our forces, initial scouting of the area, and units committed to collecting samples. These will improve our probability of completing the main objectives at the cost of potential secondary gains throughout the operation. You came up with all of this solely because Duisburg called you? You must have been truly a one-of-a-kind commander prior to her amnesia. Needless to say, she is oblivious to the reasons behind this new plan. Decided not to say anything in response to her compliments to avoid introducing more complexity. Still, your plan seemingly takes the presence of an enemy ambush for granted. Why is that? Better safe than sorry. The opening phase of counter-operation is especially crucial. Her gaze holds me under scrutiny, but I calmly reply with my prepared response. She'd think I'm crazy if I told her I've already seen what's going to happen. My amnesia is cause for suspicion enough. Last thing I want to do is declare myself a prophet. I see. Thankfully, my identity as a commander from a different time and place lends me enough prestige for Rumi to accept my proposal. The plan is the most valuable one. I will include your changes to mine. Furthermore, I want you in command of my main force during the operation in 3 days. Will you accept the responsibility? It would be my pleasure. Excellent. For choosing to stay with the Resistance, I am much obliged. Let us speak again later. Right now, I must concentrate on my address. Roger that. By the way, there's one more thing I want to discuss. Despite a slight hesitation, I tell her about my plan to investigate the Eternal Stars and gather intel on both our enemies and the Sirens. To my surprise, she readily approves of it. My memories are hazy. I'm confident that I'm inexorably linked to the MTO2's systems. If I get full grasp of the weapons they left behind, there'll be a powerful insurance policy in the battles to come. Information gained from investigating the Eternal Stars over these 3 days will be key. After Rumi's public address, I asked Duisburg and Z-52 to accompany me to the Eternal Star in the best condition. Following a quick voyage on MS Reduced ship, we now stand directly below the underbelly of the giant structure. It hovers silently in the air, roughly 10 meters above the surface. Hovering technology reminds you of the United Council's floating battleships. Only more advanced, this structure dwarfs the likes of the battleship. This is Eternal Star 1, the most intact of the bunch. We investigated this thing once we captured it, but we basically found nothing. Perhaps our ever-dependable commander will succeed where we failed, though? Smiling at me, Duisburg opens the doors of the container resting on the deck. Well, you first. What's this container for? The thing is floating in the air, remember? Last I checked, the Leviathan could fly. Except Duisburg's fingers, a flock of drones that resemble dragons swoop down and hook into the container's 4 corners. But you're gonna fly us up there in this container? What are the drones, anyway? Ornithopter model IB-50, nicknamed Pterosaur, developed for rigging technology. Let's call them pterosaurs. Ornithopters, of all things. Well, their applications aren't all that different from fixed-wing aircraft. Come on, let's head up. Sometime later, once we entered the structure, we were faced with a long corridor measuring 3 meters wide and 5 meters tall. The end of it was an elevator, this time leading up into the star central area. Here, there are no branching paths, no staircases, and not even any doors. The outside fools you into thinking there's tons of space to explore. In truth, the layout is surprisingly simple, isn't it? I anticipated this would take 3 whole days. That seems to be done in half of one. That's Siren Structures for you. Closed, compact, automated through and through. If Sirens hadn't accommodated for us, even this one hallway probably wouldn't exist. True. Those 7 pedestals over there, those were the control panels, but only the first is functional. One thing you can do to open and close the pathway, grant or remove entry privileges, and alter the structure's alertness range. I'll toggle view mode off and on. I'll give you a demonstration. Delicate hands run across the control panel. In a blink, the walls and the floor turn transparent. Sunlight flows in from all directions, and the sea below us goes golden. This is the view mode. Pretty cool, right? It feels like I'm floating in the sky. This unbelievable view seems to span to the edge of the world. Also, I'm going to interrupt for a second. I love this music so much. It's just like, it has this sense of like faded glory to it that I love so much. Like a ruined kingdom. Well, it is a great view. Don't you think its real purpose is to provide an optimal overview of the battlefield? Could be. Thing is, no one capable of controlling the Eternal Star in battle, so in practice, it's basically just a viewing platform. I see. Breathing a sigh internally, casually place my hand on the station's control panel. Access permission verified. A bang echoes through the whole corridor. The lights of the second control panel light up, as though brought to life. I knew it. The Antiochus and I have ties. Holy... I can't believe it! Amazing job! No one's ever done that before. I gotta tell Rumi. Quick, check that new functions. Pushed on by Z52, I walk over to the second station. I safely remember how to operate it. Let's see, this one has... check system logs, initiate self-recovery, open cargo passageway, weapon system overview, adjust interception mode. They have manual control of every individual weapon. So wait, you can control where to shoot? Holy crap, that's the sickest thing I've ever seen! Looks like opening the passageway will let us fix the surrounding external stars. They haven't been able to bring back the ones that have been rendered inoperable. One thing is very clear, so a massive boost to Resistance's combat capabilities. You know, I'm really starting to admire you. What a magnificent surprise you have for me. I'm curious, is the star able to be repositioned? Should it be capable of autonomous movement and targeting? Many more places will open up for recapture to us. That might be asking for too much. I look at the data logs, see if the Eternal Stars are actually parts of even bigger machines. They weren't even built to be moved on their own. A bigger machine? This is news to me. Well, I'm speculating here. It's possible the Mirror Sea and the Energy Tower has something to do with this supposed machine. But, unfortunately, some parts are still missing. They never did finish constructing it. Yes, it is unfortunate. It's much beyond our current capabilities to complete this machine of theirs. Even so, this is a monumental discovery for our forces. Something appears to be up with the Eternal Star 1. Did you initiate maintenance? Yeah, this one's in the best condition. Self-diagnostic I ran found heaps upon heaps of issues. Luckily, none of them are major. The maintenance should be done fairly soon. Ruby bites her tongue, simply holding back some emotion. I'll leave the rest to you, Commander. Thanks. I'll do everything I can. The operation starts in 3 days. Until then, I'll have to get the other Eternal Stars in as good a condition as possible. Hang on 1 second. Definitely needed a drink of water. 3 days pass in the blink of an eye. The time to fight has finally come. Thanks to the revised strategy, we quickly discovered that the main extra-dimensional forces. They quickly discovered the main extra-dimensional force, concentrated our attacks, and defeated them without issue. Real surprised with the amount of samples we'd obtained, accompanying the postponed mission process. Currently, the main fleet is sailing smoothly towards the Silverstern. Due to our emphasis on firepower this time, we'd opted not to assign landing and escort fleets. Thus, total control and large-scale mining of the island were excluded from this mission's objective. After clearing out all the threats around the island, the main force would set up automatic mining stations to only get the necessary materials to fix the radiation purgers. This was another revision I made to the plan. Everyone look! The mining site's right up ahead! She points to a tall mountain on the edge of the island. The mountain is covered in debris instead of grass, giving it a metallic sheen. Come now. Do you think we would be mining from a mine? I plan to mine mineralized energy. It's a kind of ore that grows from metallic debris. It's one of the principal materials of energy cubes. Long ago, each faction cultivated high-purity mineralized energy and produced countless energy cubes. That boundless energy once powered our civilization's golden age. We only live in its afterglow today. Remy lets a sardonic smile slip. Energy cubes? Why do I feel like I've heard of those before? A ray of light shines at the far end of the ocean, seemingly beaming a flood of information into my mind. The Cube Standardization Summit ended today, making the results of the conference publicly available on the last day of the summit. The summit designated the official designation of the Energy Cube as the... I was going to call that an E-Cube because I don't know what that is. I also provided a series of standards for its production and utilization. Unlike with conventional energy sources, the most important part about producing cubes is the construction of a complex synthetic container. Differences in specifications during the production process of this container will directly affect the quality of the resulting cube. After thoroughly analyzing the data left in the polar decompilation project, I can't talk, our team has made remarkable progress in studying the material compositions of cubes. The cube does not inherit the properties of the materials used to make it, but rather changes based upon those materials. Simply put, the cube is more than the sum of the components used to make it. Of course, neither wood nor paper are suitable materials for the construction of a cube shell. With this knowledge, once again open ourselves to countless new possibilities worth trying. Are these more of the memories that I lost? All the energy cubes, fast. Can the people of this world use this material to produce energy cubes? What is this mineralized energy deal? It doesn't match my memories at all. I get the feeling it is just straight uranium. The most important part of the energy cube production was the construction of a complex synthetic container. Is that container a process version of this mineral? We get more information after that, so we didn't arrive at any meaningful conclusion. Meanwhile, Ruby and her fleet set up around the mining machines, and their mining robots got to work. The counter operation is off to a good start with this bounty of strategic materials. Looks like we're out of danger. For now. Urgent report, can you hear me? What happened? Answer at once! It's really bad. Experimentals are in HQ. Launching a large-scale attack. We're on our way. Do everything you can to hold out until our return. Understood. There you have it. Mission is on hold. All forces return at once. We're gonna die, aren't we? We're gonna die again, so to see those, 3 extra cutscenes. So we're gonna die and have to do it yet again. And convince Rumi of another strategy. Rumi's resistant fleet rushed back for headquarters at flank speed. Rumi, Commander. Moving on this direct route will bring us into treacherous waters. Treacherous waters? How much of a threat is this posed to our main fleets? There is a level of risk. An acceptable level, though, given the size of our force. So you're saying every second counts. We stay the course. Roger that. Oh no. We're going as fast as we can, but they're faster. This sword is even stronger than the last. Rumi, they're testing us and whittling away our forces all at once. They attack our headquarters and intercept us while they return to defend it. Something must be leading, that's for sure. It's too dangerous to press on. Rumi, requesting a change of course. You think there's a chief out there? Those things don't show up often ever since we lost the sirens. The last one was decades ago. I know that you're concerned, but you must be overthinking it. We're halfway through already. It's staying close to no damage. Your prudence is commendable, yes, but our defenses at HQ are thin without our main fleets. We have no choice but to risk it. Keep moving forward. Now! I was dead confused for a second, like, that's not a Hydra. No, it's a Hydra like a jellyfish, not the serpents. I'm impressed we still have carriers in this apocalypse, given how much they take to maintain with planes and whatnot. Commander, Rumi! Attacks on our flanks are too strong. Our formation is breaking. I will cover the rear. All ships reform 30 nautical miles ahead. Understood. I will lay that at once. Commander, lead with the command ship and oversee the reformation of efforts. As soon as it's complete, proceed to base immediately. Know our plans. Their next move. Rumi. Our extra-dimensional is known to attack via self-destruction. They're beasts. They follow only their instincts. Never would they end their own lives for a greater goal. They flee in the face of overwhelming odds. So it's rare for them to fight to the death. If they ever did self-destruct, it would be because their leader forced them to. Good lord, but that can't. I hate being right. Amidst the explosion of a mass-produced ship, my consciousness is thrown into the empty abyss. Then, I hear the sound of card shuffling. I hate being right.